Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. On the Bitcoin chart, we have seen a little bit of price action today. We had a slightly higher high than the Wednesday high. That was a post CPI pop, you could say, and we had a little bit of upside there after CPI. Nothing major though. And we are still ranging. I mean, this chart has been ranging again for the last few days. I mean, pretty much for a week now. And it's just, it's just getting boring again. But we see volatility is reducing. You could argue, you know, this price pattern here takes a little bit like the shape of a descending, an ascending wedge pattern or something. I haven't shown it here on the chart, but you know, this is sort of what we see here. Just corrective price action. It's overlapping. There is just nothing impulsive to the upside here. Nothing that indicates the strength we need to see in order to confirm that a low has formed. Overall, the situation is here unchanged. By the way, I'm only going to take a look at the short term here. The daily chart was covered in the first video today, and I will do that tomorrow again. But while a larger degree low in this fourth wave could be complete, this move to the upside just doesn't give me a very good feeling about it. So I'm still very much prepared for at least another low. And if we break and sustain below 50,700, it could drop much more. So it's literally now we're coming very close to a key decision. So one more low is absolutely still possible here. We might get into this white target box. It might briefly break below 50.7K. That would not be a problem from, let's say, a structural point of view, as long as we recover after that quickly. But any sustained break below 50.7K would be a problem. Now let's take a look at the microstructure here. I try to provide as many updates as possible. Here on YouTube you get the 3 videos typically per day. But in the gold membership I cover it more frequently, especially if something important changes. Just saying that because people ask me, can you make another video? Can you make another video? When really not much has changed. I just want to make sure everybody understands that this micro price action, it is pretty meaningless. I mean, I still give my latest views, but this is, okay, I shouldn't say meaningless, but it is less predictive. These micro patterns, they are not so predictive as such. We're moving in a corrective structure. We are looking at overlapping price action here. And it mainly indicates to us that we cannot confirm yet that a lasting low is in place. I can only do that if these 5 waves to the upside fill in. The third wave in white needs to reach the 1.38 extension. I've taken those fibs off the chart to make it a bit, better readable here. But it's basically here around 61.5K. Then I need to see a wave 4 and a 5. We haven't even finished wave 3, but we could have finished a corrective rally as highlighted here in yellow. Just be aware there could be some short-term fluctuations still. Okay, so one of the latest updates I posted earlier today on Discord was that here from the intraday high, we've seen a 5-wave move to the downside. So that could be an initial 5-wave move down, indicating a top might have been struck. However, it is possible. Obviously, in the yellow count, we're looking at a C wave to the upside here from the B wave low that formed on Monday. So it is possible this gets also one more high. That's the problem because it's quite messy price action. It's not entirely clear. So let's talk about short-term bullish, short-term bearish. The short-term bullish count allows for the interpretation of 1, 2, 3, and then A, B, C in wave 4. And we could get one more high in wave 5. So that basically this wave 5 is here, wave 5 of C of B. And we then go down. Maybe we touch the trend line then. However, the 5-wave move down already indicates we might have put a top in place. Just the, let's say today's upside rally, which got then rejected, it just isn't very reliable. But we could, this is a 5-wave move down. So what I did, I added a resistance area to the chart. Micro resistance between 58,376 to 59,028. This might shift a little bit. If we form another low here, it might have to be adjusted. But, as long as we stay below resistance, it could now follow through to the downside. Basically, after a 5-wave move down, we're now watching if the rally is corrective. And if it's corrective in 3 waves, stays in resistance, breaks below the last low, that would, or let's say that would at least make the idea that this could still be a fourth wave extension very unlikely. So it would rather then indicate that we are already on the way down in this last low here. And obviously these are micro patterns that when I see any changes, I post it typically on Discord. If if a new video isn't due yet, if you're interested in the membership, check it out. You'll find a link in the description. You can get to our website. You can find here under subscriptions the trading subscriptions. We've now added a couple of videos here that explain how the memberships work and how you can then connect to Discord, and then you can decide if it's for you or not. But you get access to these live charts, and you get access to, for gold members, to additional market updates. What I wanted to do as well is take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, I don't think it's topped yet, and if it has, it's not very clear yet. But obviously that's what most people are waiting for, because if Bitcoin dominance drops, it would at least indicate that the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. That hasn't happened so far. It's just been ranging for the last few months. And some people have posted on Twitter already, it's topped or whatever, and there's a trend line break. I mean, there are many ways how these trend lines can be drawn, I'm sure. You could have even said here, oh, we've broken to the downside. Well, I don't see that downside momentum. I mean, are there other ways to draw this trend line? Possibly. You might want to argue, or maybe, but there's nothing reliable. I find the purple trend lines the most reliable ones here. And we haven't even taken out a previous swing low, so I don't see it's topped yet. I think we need to be a bit more patient still. The space is pretty sad right now. Everybody's bored, kind of, and the altcoins look in a pretty bad state. Many still have a chance, at least for another corrective rally, and some could even move to new all-time highs. Okay, that's still, I mean, there's nothing's broken yet on not on the main charts I'm following, but many, like the meme coins and so on, they start to sort of break support levels. That's always a warning, but many are not breaking yet. So we are still watching for higher, but very important that most charts are in downtrends from the March highs. So locally we are in a downtrend. If it's turning into a larger downtrend, we will have to see. The hope is obviously that at some point here Bitcoin dominance is starting to go down, which indicates that the altcoin sector as a whole is starting to outperform Bitcoin. So it's going to be important. What I cannot rule out here in the short term on the Bitcoin chart is obviously further continuation to the downside as well. Bottom line is here, I'm watching still an overall bullish scenario. We're at a key inflection point, but the price action from the Friday the 5th of July low, that's not convincing. That's just a range to me. That's just not clearly bullish, not clearly impulsive to the upside. It could always turn into a diagonal, but then it needs to prove itself. I hope it does, but I'm not very confident. So I'd rather look for downside and let the yellow wave count be invalidated. Yeah, and then we can get excited at some point if all these 5 waves fill in. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.